One of the decks didn't save. Oops. Wonder what's wrong with this thing. All right, there it is. It's Albuda versus Hendy's Tendies here. Seven Deadly Sins. Oh, hey, we get clock visibility this time. That's nice. We also get hand visibility to Kaiser Colt's Misery. Holy. 3 climaxes out for Albuda in the early game is never a good sign. Especially not into Seven Deadly Sins. Infamously a deck able to kind of get the ball rolling on damage and get it rolling quickly. Larry now gets to kind of think about what he wants to do with the cursed information that there's a pants incoming. I don't know that he's got a target. Nope. We'll trigger it anyhow. Send that 3K away. Kaiser Colt to 0-5. Does have Ricky in hand. I think that's 2 copies of the 1 combo. Not so bad. I don't mind Clock, Ricky, level up. Triple combo in hand. Already. Now then, if he does want the kind of trigger twice mechanic, he's going to have to swing with that Ricky first, just so that he can get it into memory. Wonder what kind of costless card we're going to be gunning for here. Out 3? Out 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 in deck should be. So it's honestly not the worst right now. Hold on to a helmet. Not so bad. We have 2 climaxes in hand to combo with. So honestly, this is a pretty straightforward line. You're thinking now is, how much do I want to mill? You're not getting through the whole deck. You're not gonna push the whole deck here. So when is it a good time to stop? Double here. Does care about the trigger twice, so we will be sending that Ricky into memory first. And clean trigger on top. A sigh of relief for Kaiser Colt. No more shenanigans going on here. Gonna check all 3 on the first. Mills a climax. Triggers on first. That one's not coming back out. So now 3 left in deck following that trigger. Not really many good targets either. Climax swap gonna get held. Cracks a look at the top of his deck off the climax trigger, leaves it alone. And we're in damage takes city for Larry. Final check. Gonna go all the way. Grabs a healer. Triggers again. Oh, the double trigger on first trigger. Can't pay out either of them. Only 2 climaxes left in the deck. It's spooky. It's spooky. Single block for Larry. Double door trigger for Kaiser Colt. You have to hope at this point that the deck's small enough for Kaiser Colt to get the double block going, but it's rough. Let's see. Silhouette isn't too favorable for gauging the deck size here. Larry Saw a pants and a stocks hole in the hand from the quick flash that we got. Yep, discard the pants here. The wielder of Lost Vein hits the board. And I know he has 2 copies of Elizabeth. From an earlier look at the hand. We're doing the 7 deadly sins thing. This is the setup. Easy as you like. Go for Elizabeth. Pay out the pants. Hits 1. Is there a Lost Vein in here? No, but there is another Elizabeth. We're going to go for just the double brainstorm. Hits again. No Lost Veins, though. The 3rd Elizabeth. And I know I'm pretty sure I know for a fact that he's got the 4th one in his hand, too. We're just sending it. All right. Maybe you don't have to. All right. We got Hendrickson. No worries. Yep, there's that third Elizabeth that we knew was there in his hand. Bog standard 7 deadly sins turn now. Grab that Lost Vein for later. Ooh, you want the pig? Does not want the pig. We don't grip Fumio so early. All right. Trigger clean. Trigger for souls here. Yep. Double stick here would be cool, but triple stick would be better. You want Kaiser Colt to lose the clock compression here, but no such luck. A 3 and a 2. That's about as good as you can hope for here for Kaiser Colt. Now the problem is, how are we going to pay out 2 stock, good buddy? Think the deck's too low to brainstorm and get away with getting both the climaxes out. And he discarded the helmet, so not sure how he could get his hands on the level 0 that goes into memory. Or I guess not for nothing. I think that does require that he be level 2. Yeah, there it is. It's the rightmost card that he just drew in the hand. But can he proc it? Does he have the wrong climax in hand? Can he climax swap here for the right one from deck? It's difficult to say. He can brainstorm and do another effect, though. That's for sure. Whether he gets to go back with the climax in his hand or not is the real kind of question after that. Meanwhile, Larry, content to sit back on his laurels of stock compression and triggering clean. Life pretty straightforward for the man of Hendy's Tendies. You could brainstorm and then double trigger. But no, does go for the climax swap. There's a climax swap from deck. Hope you have the right one. Does. At least as far as I can tell. This does put the climax back into the deck. Not for nothing, so we've still got this one in here. Let's see. How do we want to pay out climax number 2? Double trigger? Yep. There goes the double trigger. Copy the 1 combo. Hopefully you don't trigger. Doing some card reading. Kaiser Colt really hoping that he does not trigger the door on 1. Or ever, actually. Not triggering the door ever would be good. Big if you don't trigger the door. Can't be that hard. There's only one. You would surely never trigger the door. All right. Block on 1. Easy block of the 3. Crashes with Lost Fate. Now, that's not too great. Two here takes. You're about to double trigger. All right. He's sending it. You would simply never trigger the door. And he doesn't. There it is right there. About to get milled out. Easy as you like. I think that was the last card he milled too. Kind of lucky. All right. 2 clean triggers. And there's a double block for Larry. Keeping himself at level 1. Kaiser Gold doing a good job navigating his way out of that double trigger from last turn. Hand is a little weak, but we are going to crack that level 0 back row for a card, and we are going back with 8 climaxes back, 5 clean stocks, 6 clean clock, or 5 clean clock. Can't get that much better. Now what we need is memory. Brainstorm number 1 for Larry. Let's see what it gets him. Both of the Lost Veins that went into the waiting room are going to be the only 2 copies left to search out with. 4th copy at the bottom of his clock. Penalty clean, hit the Brainstorm. Easy as you like. King not bad. Hendrickson not bad either. Elaine here doing a little hand filtering. Did he just draw the Stoxel? There is simply no way. Off the top. Bathing in the spring water? Brother. This guy's OP. Oh my god. Off the top. Nasty, dude. Nasty. All right. Well, here comes our Wielders of Lost Fane yet again. Keep the tempo going. Not for nothing, if he can stick a Slick 2 here, that's guaranteed damage. So, hopefully can kind of filter out of a soul trigger here. Yes, technically 3. It's not so hard to trigger off the... Sorry, it's not so hard to take only 1 card off the top and stick a 3 in Kaiser Colt's face, but at this point, guaranteed damage is guaranteed damage. That might just be what we want. Milling a climax, kind of annoying, though. Milling 2, even worse. Oof. You hate to see that. I think you want this 2 here, though, still. Yep. Does see the line. That's guaranteed damage. Kaiser Colt at 2-1. Larry likely to shortly follow. Got to be out like 4 climaxes now. 4 remaining. An unlucky placement for the Elizabeth Mills, but I think I'm still okay with the line. No big reason to over brainstorm and potentially mill you out even more climaxes. There's not much use for his hand being so big right now. Block on 1 for Kaiser Colt. Here's a Lost Fade. It's clean. It does take it. Double block. Sometimes compression isn't a lie. All right. Gonna crack that on Death Kotsky, though. Found the 3rd climax right on top of the deck. And the 4th right on soon after. All right. So here goes nothing. See if we could grab a climax after all the ones we've milled out. In the meanwhile here, If you're Larry, you're hoping for the blocks to come anyways. Bit of bad luck, but good luck can mitigate it. Kaiser Colt needs the memory. Would like a climax. Hand not too strong. Did he penalty a climax, by the way? The glare made it so I couldn't really tell. So he's out 5 now. It's kind of bad, all things considered. Let's see. What's our first stock investment of the turn here? No climaxes in hand. We have a 1 bomb. That'll get us memory. We have a 1 combo, and we have a pay 1 to trigger twice. No brainstorm. No memory 0 back row crack either. Maybe he might just be sending it. And he is. Triggers a door. Holy. Yeah, you're going to want that finisher. Did he block on 1? Brother. That is insane. Scry from triggering the door. Sends it away. No, he didn't. Yeah, he didn't take the damage yet. There it is. For 1, not so bad. Nanashi, probably not going to get so much value here. Kaiser Colt does get the value off of triggering the door to pay out the door. The bad news is we've only got 3 climaxes left. Kaiser Colt can greatly recommend that you not double trigger. Cannot stress this enough. Double trigger bad. Alright. It's time to trigger twice. Power up from triggering the climax. Alright. Nothing to give. No souls, but no climaxes either. Not so bad. There is simply no way that you're double triggering now, no? Alright. 1-1-1, and Larry's kind of skating out the back door off of Kaiser Colt's inability to draw a climax. Not sure if you mill down the deck. Draws the stock soul again! What a guy. Holy. Okay. Still clocks. Grabs the Fumio to hand from that. That's an interesting card to have on hand. Let's go for the Brainstorm. Does hit. Hits 2. It's just that easy. Lost Vein for the win. What else do you even need to do here? Not even sure that you need a... Yeah. Doesn't need to Brainstorm again. Gets the early play heal to stock. And we're just gaming. Easy as you like. Here goes nothing. Pretty sure that between all the mills and the Lost Veins, it's going to be a pretty perfect mill down. And even mills a Hendrickson for the sake of it. For the fun of it. What a guy. Let's just grab Hendrickson, eh? You can get the 0 utilities later, no? In the meanwhile, Kaiser Colt has a hand ready for death. In the sense that it's all Mize all the time. Ready for level 3. Didn't get to spot what he added. Adds a Ricky. As the second ad. Could be trying to gate against getting level locked here. Wouldn't be surprised if it's possible. No stock soul. Did he not stock for his stock soul? I mean, it's optional. But, oh, nope. Does do it in the end. We just finally remembered. Block on the 2. 2 climaxes left. Let's not trigger a climax. 2, it's really ought to take. Yep, there you go. 3, though, a bit difficult. Yep, blocks on 1. Slow and steady progression. I think that favors the Albuda player over time here. able to get more memory, more stock, more resource to ultimately hit the my turn swinging. But Hendy's Tendies doesn't have that bad of a stock payout either. It's just kind of the compression here is starting to reach a bit of a critical mass in a sense for Kaiser Colt. Especially if he can kind of keep the full stock clock and hand setup in before this refresh, we can kind of get it all going. Of course, the more compressed you are, more possible it is for you to trigger as well, and double trigger into death is very much a true combo in Weiss Schwarz. Still not that much memory either. And I don't know that he's got 6 doors in the waiting room to refresh using the event with. It's a pay 1, discard to salvage 2 Mize. And then if you have 6 or more doors in the waiting room, then you may refresh for free. But I'm not sure that he's got it. I'm not sure how you get there if you don't got it. You're level 2, though. Maybe it's time for that level 0 back row, eh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 6, 7. Oh, okay. No. I'm wrong. I don't hate cracking the event here, man. We need some playables. Your hand is not playable, dude. Yep, there you are. Need the memory. Gets double trigger and a 2-1 that can and the 2-1 that can kind of just be big or bond to the finisher. Gonna get our free fresh here. If Larry can block down here, should be able to send Kaiser Colt to 3 first, and then it will be Kaiser Colt's turn to spin the wheel first. If Larry doesn't block, I fear for his chances of trying to win from this position. As far as I can tell, though, we should be expecting a heal right about now from Kaiser Colt. It's just a matter of how we want to construct the board. Double trigger had to be there for a reason. I'm fairly sure we're playing that. But what else? 1 combo. Fine. Payout 2 immediately stocks a climax. Do you want to pay that out? You can pay it out with the double trigger, but then you risk kind of triggering more. Decides not to with either a brainstorm or the back row. Dangerous territory. This double trigger might get you in more trouble, and there it is. Door on the top. Pay out a door, get a door back. And it's only for 1. Powers up the Mize so that he can power over that Lost Vein there. But it's not a great start. That's for sure. Out 2 now. Larry ought to be going back with all 8. Specifically did not trigger the pants that he had a chance to take last turn. We're looking for blocks. Looking for blocks, Larry. Penalty clean. Goes to 2-4. Let's see here. Double trigger. But maybe if he triggers another climax, maybe you want to be level 3. Well, this one's going to get paid out. Hey, brother, that climax goes away. Yeah, all right. Do you take the 2? One block, Larry. Nope. Gotta try now. We're out 3. I wonder if this might be the good Fumio angle. He's got the pig. He's got the pig. He's got a hand of stock. And he's got the Hendies. And he's got the climax without swapping for it. Adds Hendrickson. Did he add Hendrickson instead of the pants? Maybe he's just assuming he'll draw into a different one. Or maybe he drew into it this turn. Do you play the pig? Oh, no. He has 5 stock. Oh, no, he goes for the climax swap instead. He could have, if he had the climax and the Hendrickson. Oh, my goodness. Is there... You could brainstorm. Can you hand to stock your way? There's the pig. Can you hand to stock your way into a third Hendrickson here? Is that possible? Do you want the pig? Shuffle a climax back. It's not the most clean cards, but it's a good amount. And when you're trying to stick 4s, you kind of need everything you can take here. That's going to be 1 climax, I believe 5 clean cards. Going back in if he decides to Fumio. And not for nothing, takes advantage of the triggered climax that Kaiser Colt just had. Your chances of living after this seem slim to none, to be frank. So maybe it's time to... No. We go for the Hendrickson. Hendies, tendies, never does me wrong. All right. We got to see some of the sickest snipes in the world here. All the hand. All the hand necessary. What else can we want? What are we considering? Hand to stock. That's 1. What are you cooking? Just gets the hand to stock. Do we get the snipe? Does not. Block on 3. Swing for 5. Oh, that's awful. Okay, out 4. 4 to go. We need to snipe something here. 1 snipe is really necessary. He's not going to get it. Yeah, perfect block on 4. Block on 3 as well? No. But the 3 climaxes left in that deck. It's not possible to win. Even if you snipe, it's just not going to happen. Does pay for it regardless, which is fine. Wow! Doesn't snipe again. And triggers the climax. Worst outcome. I guess it can't get milled. All right. That's 7 climaxes out in the waiting room for Kaiser Colt, and I'm pretty sure we know where the last one is now. Haven't been able to track as well with Larry. We obviously know that there's one in his stock now, but hit 2 in the brainstorm. 2 more. Kind of a damned if you do, damned if you don't scenario in terms of having climaxes in the bottom of Larry's deck. Kaiser Colt pointing out that he is going to get the last bit of memory here from the back row. Penalty's clean. Draws for the hand. All right. Let's see. No Stockade has been used this game thus far. But I do believe one's got to come down if he's going to want a triple. None in his hand. What do we think? Does value the memory aspect of things. What do we want? Does get the Stockata, but I don't know that there are any Futabas in the stock. Is there one at the bottom of his clock, maybe? No. No Stockata. No Stockata available yet. No Mai. No third Mai either. Not for nothing. Can clock himself here. Can bond here, but bonding means you would need a second Stockata. You might just have double. All right, he's going to go for it. Gets the assist down. Oh, it's the assist, not the bonder, so it does refund itself. And ends up not going for another draw. All right. Double my. Feels like you swing with the vanilla here first, no? Maybe you've been counting the climaxes better than I have, to be fair. Yep. We're assuming there's one left. We're really hoping so. There's one. And blocks on one. Not too shabby. Not too shabby indeed. I think that climax stays out, though. Hold on. Pants out of view of the camera, but was there. Second mill. Hits. Takes. It's a roughie. Ah! The triple mill. And that's lethal damage. Hate to see it. Hate to see it. That's Kaiser Cold taking it with Albuda 8 door here. Round 2 on Weiss Schwarz Wednesdays here at the Card Haven. We'll be right back with some more exciting action on the stage in round 3.